Naomi successfully cashed in her Money in the Bank briefcase on EU Sky. EU Sky had a match with Rhea Ripley at Evolution for EU Sky's Women's Championship. So Naomi came out and cashed in, so it became a triple threat match. And she pretty much hit EU Sky and Rhea Ripley with her briefcase. And then she hit her finishing move, and then she won and got the title. Congratulations to Naomi. I'm happy for Naomi. But what pisses me off, bro, is this ruined a great match, right? This is one of the greatest women's matches in WWE history. And I don't like the fact that EU Sky lost her title. When you look at EU Sky is arguably the best in-ring wrestler on the main roster. The only person I would say that maybe wrestles better than EU Sky is Stephanie Valkyrie. She just moved up to the main roster from NXT. But I don't think EU Sky deserved to go out like this. This was a great match. I am happy that Rhea Ripley, she didn't get her title back, because Rhea Ripley, she keeps getting the title and losing it. So thank God that Triple H wasn't stupid enough to let Rhea Ripley get the title back, because that's what we all thought, right? All of us thought that Rhea Ripley was going to get her title back. That's what we thought, right? But you don't ruin a great match like this, bro. Naomi should have cashed in her women's title on Tiffany Stratton, bro. Tiffany Stratton had a match with Trish Stratus, right? Tiffany Stratton is not a good champion. She's not a good wrestler. Her gimmick sucks. Tiffany Stratton, she botches her moves on a consistent basis. And all she does is say, "It's Tiffy time. Hey, guys, what time? Guess what time it is? You know what time it is, guys? It's Tiffy time." Bruh, she sounds like a 5-year-old girl in elementary school that is like, is playing a character. Like, it's sad, bro. And if you're gonna have Naomi cash in that Money in the Bank briefcase, have her cash it in on Tiffany Stratton, who she should have never got the title in the first place. I think everybody would agree that Nia Jax should not have lost her title to Tiffany Stratton. Nia Jax, as big as she is, she wrestles better in the ring than Tiffany Stratton. She's better at talking on the mic than Tiffany Stratton. And everything about Nia Jax is just better than Tiffany Stratton. The only thing people can say is Tiffany Stratton is a decent looking blonde chick. I'm not going to say she's pretty, because she obviously has lip fillers. She's obviously done surgery. She obviously has fake titties. So I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that Tiffany Stratton is pretty. I don't think she's ugly, but I'm not going to call a chick that has all that plastic surgery pretty. Same thing for Trish Stratus, right? Like, Trish Stratus, she still looks great for her age. She actually looks better than Tiffany Stratton. Trish Stratus is almost like, what is she, in her 50s? She's in her mid-50s. And at her age, she still looks better than Tiffany Stratton. But Trish Stratus has also had surgery done, right? Now, let's stick to wrestling. Let's not get too far off, right? Naomi should have cashed in her Money in the Bank briefcase against Tiffany Stratton. If you look at the matches leading up to this PLE at Saturday Night Main Event, Naomi, she obviously wanted to take the title from Tiffany Stratton more than she wanted to take the title from EU Sky, right? So why didn't it happen? And this is why I tell you guys, bro, Triple H doesn't care about what the fans want. Triple H cares about what Triple H wants. And when you look at the decisions that Triple H makes, it makes absolutely no sense. It made absolutely no sense for Naomi to cash in her Money in the Bank briefcase on EU Sky. This EU Sky and Rhea Ripley match, it was incredible. And you ruined an incredible match by having Naomi cash in and smack them across the face with a fucking briefcase and take the title. That's not how you do it, bro. That's not how you do it. Now, nobody's gonna talk about this match between Rhea Ripley and EU Sky being one of the best women matches in wrestling, in women's wrestling history, because Naomi overshadowed it. The only thing we're gonna remember about this match is Naomi cashed in and she won the title. That Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus match was garbage. It was garbage. And that's who she should have took the title from. Tiffany Stratton, bro. Tiffany Stratton, like I said, she's not good on the mic. Let's be honest. The best promo that Tiffany Stratton has cut since she became champion is that promo that she cut against Charlotte Flair, when she was talking about Charlotte Flair being married so many times and getting divorced. That was the best part of Tiffany Stratton's reign. If you look at that match at WrestleMania between Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair, it was horrible. That was a horrible match, bro. Obviously, Charlotte Flair did her thing because Charlotte Flair, she's arguably the greatest women's wrestler in the history of wrestling. Charlotte Flair, she's a legend. Her dad is Ric Flair. You know, we know Charlotte Flair is going to do her thing, but Tiffany Stratton wasn't good. And I'm going to be honest, it looked like Charlotte Flair because, Tiffany Stratton, she was bleeding. I think her nose was fucked up and shit after that match. I think Charlotte Flair was purposefully hitting Tiffany Stratton because remember, when Tiffany Stratton brought up Charlotte Flair's divorces and shit, that was off the script. That wasn't a part of the script. She wasn't supposed to say that. That was a personal dig that Tiffany Stratton took at Charlotte Flair because she felt like Charlotte Flair was taking personal digs at her. And that's when Charlotte Flair replied and said that Kaiser was in her DMs. We all know that's not true, right? Charlotte Flair is not attractive. She's had so many surgeries. She doesn't even look the same. She's super wrinkly like her father. She has no ass, no titties. I don't think any dude in his right mind would be in Charlotte Flair's DMs unless you're just trying to you're just trying to cash in, right? If you're trying to cash in and you're trying to make sure your kids have a very wealthy future, because obviously Charlotte Flair, her and her dad have money, that's the only reason I can see any straight man going after Charlotte Flair. Obviously Andrade was married to Charlotte Flair, but it makes sense, right? Because Andrade is a jobber, right? He's a guy that's probably not going to be in the WWE within the next 2 to 3 years. He's a jobber. He barely wrestles. The guy probably wrestles 5 times out of the whole year. Of course he's going to marry Charlotte Flair, right? He wants to cash in. You know what I'm saying? But this is what I'm talking about, guys. My biggest problem with Triple H as a booker is the things that he does, it doesn't make any sense, bro. Everybody in their right mind would agree that if Naomi should have cashed in on anybody, it should have been Tiffany Stratton. Because think about this, guys. Why is she wrestling Trish Stratus in the first place, bro? Trish Stratus is basically retired. She doesn't even wrestle that much. She's probably wrestled 2 or 3 times in the last 3 years. Let me look up how old Trish Stratus is, y'all. Trish Stratus is 49 years old. She's turning 50 this year. What the fuck did Trish Stratus do to earn a title shot at Evolution against Tiffany Stratton? The only thing I could think of is Triple H said, oh, well, Trish Stratus is a blonde. Tiffany Stratton is a blonde. Let me have Tiffany Stratton beat a washed up ass 50-year-old Trish Stratus so the fans think that she's bigger than what she really is. That's exactly why Goldberg had a title shot against Gunther. Y'all saw what happened. I'm going to talk about that in my next video. The reason why Triple H booked Goldberg versus Gunther is so Gunther could win the match to make himself get over on the fans. If the fans see that Gunther beat a legend like Goldberg, then they're going to hold Gunther in a higher regard. Now, the only problem with that is Goldberg is washed. Goldberg can barely walk, right? He has a bad knee. He can barely walk. He's old. He's wrinkly, right? Goldberg is washed up. So nobody in their right mind is going to give Gunther credit for beating an old-ass Goldberg. Because we all know that Goldberg in his prime would absolutely destroy Gunther. Y'all saw when Gunther was hitting Goldberg with those chops. He wasn't even moving, bro. It was nothing. It was like Gunther tickling Goldberg. It was a joke. So once again, congratulations to Naomi. I don't like how this match played out. I don't think she should have took the title from Io Sky. I think Io Sky deserved a longer title reign. And this just goes to show that Triple H doesn't know what he's doing. So with that being said, it's your boy Wavy. Stay Wavy TV. Subscribe, thumbs the video up, leave a comment. I'm out.